this shit. Tell them crackers I bleed the fifth. Bring that fire like Prometheus. I ain't tripping off that measly shit. Debba keep the fifth. Malak just got some bullets. They heat seeking shit.
If we cut him, he gon' bleed a lot. We the Israelites, the ones you always read about. Scriptures heavy as a semen block. We the righteous nightmares on the Edom block. If we cut him, he gon' bleed a lot. We the Israelites, the ones you always read about. Scriptures heavy as a semen block. We the righteous nightmares on the Edom block.
I love the book of Obadiah, he killing Esau. Bite up his heart, put him in chains, and that's all he saw. Ain't no going back and forth, this ain't no seesaw. Them chairs coming from the sky, he gon' see y'all. All praises to Yahweh, Babylon gon' burn. Hopefully I did enough for my spot, it was earned. Every day we...
Well, yeah, they're trying to make that a crime now,
that's
but,
that's how the Holocaust happened.
Huh? No,
because the bullshit was happening and people didn't speak on it. People didn't raise their voice.
That's not necessarily true.
Everyone else is doing it. That's exactly how that shit happens.
What, hold on, what? No, that's not true. That's not true.
What do you mean that's not true?
Hitler started killing them for what reason?
Excuse me?
He's talking about the Holocaust. Why did Hitler start killing the Jewish people?
Hear my point.
I'm asking.
The fact that wait, no, I don't need to.
I'm Jewish.
I don't care. I don't care. Why don't you let it? Why don't you just?
I'm waiting for his response.
Why don't we just?
You got to be patient, sir.
I don't want to cut you out of it, but I'm just saying.
I'll take my step back.
You know what I'm saying? Trust me.
You got a Jewish guy.
I trust you.
All right, trust me. We hear from Jewish people all day, every day. Okay, trust me.
That's true. What's the dude that went on the Breakfast Club?
My point is
Paul
that
Greenbaum or whatever.
If you don't speak the truth as it stands, then it just becomes normalized, and everyone's like, "Well, everyone else is doing it. Everyone else is wearing wide pants. I don't want to wear skinny pants.
I mean,
I guess I'll wear wide pants too." It's as simple as that. And then and then it goes so far that people need to speak out.
Well, who was speaking out against Jewish people?
Hitler was.
Who else?
Henry Ford.
Huh?
Henry Ford. Charles Lindbergh.
No, that's not true. Henry Ford was not speaking out against Jewish people.
Stop it.
Henry Ford was speaking out against Jewish people in the
Come on, man.
In the 1920s.
Most certainly.
I have a book from Henry Ford. It's talking about Jewish people.
Yeah. What's it called?
I gotta look it up. I forgot the name. It's not that big. It's like a thin book.
Like
I got it at the house. But here's the thing. But you said everybody else is gonna start doing it though. He
wasn't a fan.
That's true. He wasn't a fan.
So what do you?
But he was in America though. He wasn't doing anything. It didn't affect him.
Like his book was basically saying, "I don't like Jewish people."
That's true.
Okay, so in that way, I'm saying he was speaking out against Jewish people.
Okay, but you're saying that everybody followed suit from what happened to him. That's not true.
I'm talking about in Germany.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Henry Ford didn't do anything in Germany.
I didn't say Henry Ford made that happen.
And that's my question. You said people are following suit based on what Hitler did. Okay, well, who else did it? And why did Hitler do what he did?
I thought like Henry Ford was
double talking me right now.
No, I thought
double talking me.
I thought
what
Henry
you're saying doesn't make sense.
I thought Henry Ford was just was against the banks.
I need a referee.
Jewish banking. That's why.
Say that again, sir.
I thought Henry Ford was against the Jewish banking. That's what he was against.
Yeah,
from what I read.
For sure.
Why do
you know what I mean?
He was against the Jewish banking?
International
the same reason everyone's against Jewish banking. It ain't a big conspiracy.
Yeah, IMF banks.
Because it was gonna fuck his business.
It fucks everybody's business.
Yeah.
I mean, predatory loans. That's what they were about.
36 trillion we owe. Like we already.
That's not it. Henry Ford has a business right now. Ford.
Okay, what's your
one
point?
of the most prominent car companies in the world. It didn't affect Henry Ford at all.
My point was only that. In the face of seeing your next door neighbor that you're friends with get dragged out of their house because they're Jewish and their shop burnt down, and you don't say anything, that's what allows it to happen.
But why they do it though? You're trying to say what they do it for? Why they do it?
Because before that, World Jewelry declared war against Germany.
How?
Oh man, come on, man! I thought we were on the same.
I'm asking you how. You got to elaborate.
Sanctions.
Remember
do you
sanctions?
Do you know it or not?
Sir, how they sanctioned Germany? They ran Germany.
Oh my God.
Jewish people didn't run Germany?
You know what, player? Rita, I respect you.
Sir,
I respect
the Jewish people run Germany, yes or no?
I respect you.
Did Jewish people run Germany?
Did they run Germany?
They had a lot of sway and influence.
How? Thank you. Is
Media,
that right?
banking, certainly. The arts.
Great.
Sure.
That means they ran Germany, right?
What's your point?
You're saying that people get dragged out of the house because they were Jewish. I said, why?
Okay.
I said because they ran Germany.
Okay,
you said, no, I got to read. But now you're agreeing with what I'm saying.
I don't know, man.
Why?
Like I said,
I want to know if he knows.
We're living in a time. Trust me, I know, brother.
Trust
me, I know. Trust me, I know.
Nobody fucking knows why.
Of course we know why.
I know why.
That's not the topic, though.
I mean, again, we're at the point now where, if you're going to call a spade, all I got to do is watch the TV. I don't know if you were standing there when
TV.
I said,
the TV tells the truth.
Let me finish.
The TV does not tell the truth,
Let me
bro.
finish what I'm saying, because the masses watch TV. I don't really watch TV.
Me neither.
But the masses, okay, pants get big, pants get skinny. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I still don't get what you're saying with that.
That's where people are influenced.
Oh, I see.
My point is that the majority of people are getting their information from Channel Zero.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
True?
Sure.
Okay. You don't watch TV. I don't really watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
I poke my head in to see what
Sure.
channels are. They're on the treadmill at the gym right now thinking they're getting educated, watching CNN.
I agree. Like I said, I can peek in it, like you said, and look at certain news articles and highlights and things like that. That's fine. I don't have a problem with viewing it, but interpolating it and viewing it, oh my God, that's what's happening.
Well,
no, you got to question everything.
Can I just ask, what's the message here? We might be on the same point.
I mean, there's many messages.
He doesn't like white
We can talk about everything.
He doesn't like
white
Oh yeah, that is true. That is true, though. That's
I
true.
don't know if you can really get in on this.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's true. He said a portion of what we believe. Yes.
What's the message?
And you say you're Jewish, right? Where from? Where's your family from?
Poland.
Yeah. Heard that before. Ukraine, Poland, Germany, Austria, all that type of stuff. Eastern Europe. Yeah, no, that's nothing new. But in reference to, just to conclude what you said, of course, we view things and people are sheep and they just run with what they're told.
Sure.
We don't do that. Like I said, you're familiar, at least to know we've snapped at it and we're outside of the box per se. So of course, if you tell somebody, like the Obama point, I walk up to somebody talking about Obama, they can take it or leave it, but that's not going to change anything.
Yeah.
Many hands make light work.
Sure, but here's the thing.
What Brownian movement is? Let me say this real quick. Do you know what Brownian movement is?
What is this?
Brownian movement. It's
I'm not familiar.
Okay, like maybe if when you were in junior high school, in your science class, you would take a cup of water from a pond, from a lake, and you'd put it on a slide. They show you how to make a slide in science class.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And you put that under the thing, and you look under the microscope, and you see all this stuff moving around. And the stuff that you see moving around is being moved by smaller things that you can't see. And that's what's moving those things. That's Brownian movement. And I'm saying, like everyone together linked up, all of a sudden you can start to move things.
Sure, I agree with that.
All of us pulling on a rope, we can pull something up in that tree. Just you and him, it might not work.
I understand what you mean.
That there's going to be some secret aha moment, that's going to make it so all of a sudden everything changes. It's got to be daily. It's got to be every day.
Absolutely.
It's got to be putting it out there to the person in a way that doesn't immediately alienate them, but maybe they can hear your point. Maybe you make it a joke. Maybe you just say a little something and leave and just let him marinate with them. But this idea that like, I don't fuck with him, but I'll fuck with him, or I don't fuck with people with green hats, or your beard's too long, sir. You know what I'm saying? Too much party in the back.
Well,
business in the,
we have to be that way though.
I take everybody as their word. Like everyone's got a clean slate until you fuck it up. I'm not judging anybody.
I understand what you mean. But in this particular viewpoint, we have to work that way based on God's word and God's prophecy.
I want to hear what you have to say, honestly.
And in reference to, I know.
You in the conversation, do you denounce the Likud party? Do you denounce the Zionist government of Israel? Do you denounce Benjamin Netanyahu?
I will never denounce Israel.
I didn't say
that.
That wasn't one of the things I said.
I know what you said.
So answer my question.
But Netanyahu
squirming and wiggling and all that. Matrix. Matrix had the question.
Let me. Do you denounce the Likud party? It's a political party. Yes or no? Say it loud. do you denounce the Zionist government?
That's a different thing.
It's pretty simple.
Wow.
Like, Rabbi, you don't have to make it complicated for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. I'm
He
joking
can't.
when I say Rabbi.
Why would he denounce his own people?
My point is, no matter
what they do, they're his brothers and sisters. He can't denounce them.
Whatever what they do.
I denounce, like, I can denounce the Democrats without denouncing all white people. You know what I'm saying? I can denounce a German or
we're not
an
on the same
Italian
page.
can denounce the Democratic leader of America and not denounce all Americans.
That's fair.
Right?
I
Jewish,
can
does
at
that
least
make you a
respect the
Zionist
Nurei
automatically?
Carter.
No,
The Nurei Carter, they are Jewish people that denounce the Zionist government and denounce even the idea of Jewish people being in the Holy Land until the Messiah returns.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Appreciate that. Respect that. No one else here is Jewish.
we're Israelites, sir. We're the Israelites.
Okay.
Fair enough.
We believe in the Bible, the Torah and
What's your
Tanakh.
point to that? When you say no one else here is Jewish. What's your
I guess
point?
he's special. I guess I don't know.
You're saying you know you have
You keep
understanding
Torah?
than we do.
Yeah.
I understand
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
Obviously,
it's
that's
your
what I'm
ass
saying.
hanging out there. The difference is that we're
That's
niggas from
obviously
across
what
the
I'm saying.
street. You know what I'm saying? I'm black from way down the street. I can work with you all day and never know you're Jewish. And so that's where we're not
They
the
keep
same
it a secret
as far
for
as
a purpose.
the heat that we have to take. It's the way that you hear white people complaining now about like, oh, DEI and a white man can't get a job and they're giving all the jobs away. You know, and I'm like, you know what, fam? Like, I might be a little bummed if I saw somebody that I saw maybe was a little less qualified get the job, and that's unfair. And I'm like, you know what? You're not wrong. The thing is, it's only been happening for like 15 minutes. It didn't happen to you and your mom and your grandma and your great-grandma and your great-great-grandma and that grandma, and they act all crazy because of the way that they got fucked with for the last 300 years. They're super upset about it, you know? And so when people talk about, you know, the rise in anti-Semitism, yeah, you're damn right. If you've got a government that kills 10,000 children in 90 days, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about it. I'll say it in front of all these people. You killed 10. They bombed all the hospitals. All of them.
And they're still doing it right now.
Every museum.
They're doing it right now. They told them to leave North Gaza, go to South Gaza towards Egypt. They killed them along the way.
If you want to build condos, just pull your dick out and say, we building condos. Yeah. But don't put it on God.
Don't support a single thing they've done.
Okay, then say that out loud. You need to say that out loud, my man. The same way that I need.
Just said it.
Okay, you need to say it like you mean it, because that anti-Semitism is rising up. And
there's
people
no
are gonna
such
be
thing as
looking for
anti-Semitism, bro.
The scapegoats that they
That's
had.
a catchphrase that they made up.
The scapegoats that they had in Germany, the way that they do.
Are we talking about war right now?
No, we're talking about.
Are you fucking kidding with me?
What are you talking about?
Or he calls that a war,
Did
bro.
you misunderstand me?
War? What war?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
The war in Gaza or what?
Yeah, obviously it's
That's a
fucking
war. That's a war to you?
That's a war. They have no air force. No.
That is a
tanks.
war?
No. Yeah. I mean, that's a little disingenuous. That's a little bit disingenuous.
That is a war.
That's a little bit disingenuous.
Is that a war? What is a war?
You occupy somebody's territory for 75 years and then get mad when they throw rocks at you? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, you go to jail for 25 years, you throw a rock in Israel.
Some people throw rocks
It's
in your
crazy.
tank and blew up a cafe, and you're like, we're going to bomb every fucking hospital in your fucking neighborhood. Get the fuck out of here. I'm saying it loud because people need to say that shit loud. People let that shit slide.
I mean, it's people on TikTok saying it,
let that
but
shit slide.
nobody in political world, nobody on the mainstream media is speaking out it because they're afraid to lose their power because Jewish people run the media, they run everything that you deem fit to sustain your career.
Why do I need to be a proud fucking Jew?
No, it's not about being a proud Jew. It's about being a proud American who happens to be Jewish. I hope you're American first.
No,
Yikes.
a proud Jewish person that happens to be American.
Okay. Okay, so why'd you say you have to be a proud Jew then?
That's what they believe. Dual
If you're a
citizenship.
proud Jew first, then why is it a problem for you to be a proud
Their
Jew? That's what you
allegiance
just
is
said.
Israel first, man.
No problem
Exactly.
with that.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, like, I'm on your side.
You're telling a Jewish man to be American?
We're on the same
That's
side
ridiculous.
here. But my point is that, like, if it was black people that killed 10,000 kids in 3 months, I'd be out here being like, I don't support that shit at all. I'm not down with that shit.
And guess what would happen?
You know why?
And guess what would happen? Them black people would be dead.
Yeah, most fucking certainly they would.
Guess why them Jewish people aren't dead? Because America's under their thumb
for any kind of
getting
surprise
fondled.
or foe. Like, I can't believe, I don't understand why they're mad at us. What did we do?
Listen.
Is it because we're smart? No, bitch. You killed 10,000 children in 90 days. 90 days.
And then what?
You have children?
They went to the hospitals and pulled the plug on the people that were on those on their deathbeds. It's crazy.
I can't imagine if my son was killed by a 2,000-pound bomb by somebody who's supposedly trying to bomb some terrorists. Like, come on, man.
Right.
It's not a war. We can
It's
have
not.
a whole long conversation about it, but it's not a war. You're from Poland. Your people are from Poland. You're no part Semitic. You came to Palestine. You said, I'll take that house. The Bible told me, because Jesus was in real estate.
not a war.
And those people were already there, and now you're
Bring it
mad
up.
because they refused to let you take their fucking house. Period.
And
It's
guess
no more
what? And guess what they
complicated than
found in
that.
Gaza? Guess
It is no-
what they
if I
found in
come to your
Gaza?
house and say,
Oil.
get out of the way, I'm taking your house.
Guess what they're trying to
You
build
fight me.
in Gaza's
Not a
land?
war.
Another canal,
I'm not
because the
defending
Suez
the
Canal
house.
they can't access no more.
Whose house was
They're gonna make billions of
You were there
dollars
first. You
with
were in
shipments
Poland,
cutting
not
through
you. I'm sorry.
that water point and have their ships go through there instead of the Suez Canal. Read.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Aw, man.
Is Palestine its own nation? Is Palestine its own
I'm
nation?
anti-killing babies.
Yo, brother. Let me talk to him.
Are you anti?
Let me talk to the Jewish man. Let me talk to the Jewish man for a second, because brother. Let me talk to him first.
Is Palestine its own nation? Is Palestine its own nation? Because a war is a state of an armed conflict between different nations or states or different groups within a nation or a state. So is Palestine a
I
state?
hate it, and I'm telling no lies.
Yo.
And I got way too many Jewish
Now
friends.
he's just trying
And
to take
they're
up the
all
conversation.
And they're all real quiet. They're all real quiet. And I look at them every day, and I'm like, how can you keep being quiet, my man? I love you. This is my brother. This is my homie. We break bread. We've worked together. We played together.
I mean,
we laughed
hey,
together. You know what
that's
I'm saying?
your own prerogative.
I'm like, speak on it. Yeah, I'm not worried about. I don't have any room to hate somebody because of their ethnicity. That doesn't
Right.
work for me.
God does
I
it.
know that I can't live in a world like that.
God does it though,
You know?
so I mean,
Well,
it's not a problem.
It's cool, man. Like we're
But
obviously.
what's your name, sir?
Sam.
Sam. He asked you a question. You were in a conversation with the brother.
Sorry,
But
what's your question?
ask the question again.
Is Palestine its own nation?
Of course.
It's its own nation, right?
But it's not recognized as a nation, right?
Israel doesn't recognize it as a nation or its own country.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so it can't be a war because a war is the definition of a war is
Man,
what?
You fucking up, man.
A state of an armed conflict between two different nations.
I would love for you and I to believe that to be true,
That's what
but we
called.
know that's not true.
You can call it whatever you want.
What's not true?
The definition of war.
So are
They've been fighting.
the Palestinians conquesting parts of Israel? Or are they getting pushed to Egypt border and being bombed to shreds?
They're fighting over a space
That's not what I asked you. Are the Palestinians conquesting Jewish land?
Are they conquesting?
Are they conquesting Jewish land?
That's
Or is it vice versa?
Well, the question is in the question. You said is the Palestinians conquesting Jewish land. The battle is over whose land it is. So
Is it?
absolutely, 100%. That's
Okay.
the whole fucking battle.
I don't believe
whose
that.
land it is.
I got a question.
That's
What
all
if I
they
told you-
fucking care about.
Can Israel
Jewish
go
people?
back to Poland and take
That's
that
all
land
they
back
care
too?
about. They care about a
Can they
tiny
go back to
space.
Poland and take that land too?
Of course not. They don't give a shit about that. They only care about this
But they were
tiny
there for
space.
how long were they there? They got a whole language based on German. They were there long enough to have a whole language that's based on
They
German.
care about a space.
Yiddish.
this
Yiddish
big.
Hebrew.
That's not theirs.
Whose is it?
The real Israelites. The real
The people
Jews.
that were there when they showed up.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I don't agree with that either. I don't believe either of those people belong there because those aren't the real Jews. You're not a real Jew. Have you heard that?
It's not.
Not a real Jew.
You're not a real Jew.
Never heard that.
Yeah, because you say you're from Poland, right? Were your ancestors in Israel?
Of course.
Were your ancestors
I
in
gave
the
you my 23andMe profile poll.
Interesting.
95% Ashkenazi Jew, bro.
Ashkenazi?
Yeah.
Who runs the DNA companies? Who runs them?
They down the street.
Who runs DNA company?
Them.
Who runs it? Jewish people. Isn't that crazy?
Puerto Ricans, man. Puerto Ricans are the problem.
You want me to look it up? Look it up.
That's his backside.
Sir, do you mind? Like, do you mind?
Yeah.
Jewish people run the DNA companies.
We do?
Of course you do.
Of course we
I've
do.
looked it up before. Isn't that kind of like
What does that mean?
A conflict of interest?
What?
Because you know how DNA works, right?
Wait, how did you get to Jewish people run DNA companies?
You said 23andMe. You're going to say Ashkenazi Jew on 23andMe. 23andMe is run by Jewish people.
Well, I know my heritage before that, but I was just trying to explain it.
Okay, so here's the thing. Your ancestors were in Egypt back in the day, 3,000-4,000 years ago.
I don't think you heard what he said, man.
Your ancestors were in Egypt with Moses. Your ancestors were in Egypt with Moses.
Do you want? Sure. Yeah.
Of
Of course they were, dude. Of course they were.
Why'd you?
I'm fucking
Okay,
with
so when you look on the walls of Egypt, who's on the walls of Egypt?
Wow, man.
Oh, we're going that far back.
That's what we're talking about. Your ancestors. So who's on the walls of Egypt? Are white people on the walls of Egypt?
Obviously.
No, they're not. Are you kidding me? What are you talking about? White people are not on the walls of Egypt.
I know that. Jesus.
So why'd you say obviously? Oh, you're just being sarcastic.
Of course.
So why'd you say your ancestors were in Egypt with Moses if they're not on the walls? Was that sarcasm too, or just lie?
What's the point we're getting to?
The point is, your people aren't real Israelites. You're not from Israel.
Okay.
You're not a Jew. Sir, it's about the truth, sir. Like you said earlier.
My point is that we
Sir, I'm talking to him now, sir. Sir, I'm talking to him, sir. You've been talking long enough. I'm talking to him.
So I'm not a Jew.
You're not
Got
a
that.
Jew.
Got that.
Okay.
So where do we go
Where does
from
that get
here?
us?
Well, it goes back to the Bible, right? You believe in you keep Torah?
What's he supposed to do?
You keep Torah?
Sure.
Now he's trying to be
He's culturally Jewish. I've
sure.
very few people
I mean,
that
they can call themselves whatever they
Are
want.
you going to ask me if I've been bar mitzvahed?
No, that's not in the Bible. But I mean, sure, I'm pretty
Of
sure.
course
Yes.
it's not in the Bible.
Yeah. So
So-
why do you do it? Why do Jewish people do it?
I would ask you that. Why does that exist?
I mean, they made it up.
Who made it up?
Your people made it up.
Oh, our people made it up.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's rabbinical.
Rabbinical people that claim to be teachers of the
Oh,
Torah.
the rabbinical people made up
Yeah.
bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs.
That's not in the Torah, right?
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
not in the Torah. That means you made it up as a custom of your own since you stole the heritage of the real Jews. You're looking at Israelites right here. We're the people of the Bible, not you.
I realize.
And that's why I say the people in Israel right
You
now
lost me there.
and them Palestinians
Yeah, you lost
don't
me.
belong over there. So God's allowing them to be destroyed, and then eventually all them Jewish people are going to be wiped out. That's what's going to happen, according to the Bible.
I'm sorry. I keep butting in. I'm sorry. My bad.
That's what's going to happen.
Wait. All the Jewish people are going to be wiped out?
Yeah,
By who?
I'm not sure. We have to wait and see.
You saying the Bible says that?
Of course it does.
I mean, so how does that affect you?
It helps me.
Your credit's gonna get better?
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
It has nothing to do with credit,
That was
sir.
a joke. That was a joke. Did you
What,
hear my
didn't I tell you earlier?
Hold on, I heard that.
You said
I heard that. How does-
you said that
How does
I should
all-
move to Africa or something like that. I said I thought about that, right?
Sure.
Because why Israel's in Africa? That's my homeland. That's where we're from.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
Wait, how does all the Jewish people being wiped out help you?
Because it's not your land, and you guys are the wicked of the earth.
How does that help?
Did you hear about the Jewish person in Guatemala getting arrested for all the child molestation cases and child trafficking, sex trafficking?
How does
You hear about
help?
that?
How does that help?
Did you hear about that?
How does that
Did
help
you hear about that?
I've heard about.
How does that
Did you
help
hear about
you?
that last week? 2 weeks ago? You didn't hear about that?
Did not hear about
The
it.
Jewish man got arrested in Guatemala for running a child sex trafficking ring. A Jewish man.
Did not hear about that.
But they
You
did
got
in New
me.
Jersey too. They did all over the place. In New York,
got
all
me.
over the place.
Egg on my
You guys
face.
are wicked as hell.
Egg on my
That's
face.
the point. You guys are the most wicked people on the earth.
How does all Jewish people in the world being wiped out help you?
It'll help people that aren't violent like you
I'll let
guys.
myself out of the conversation at that point.
You think
No problem, bro.
The Jews are the violent ones?
That's
You
the
you
part
guys
that-
sponsor wars.
That's the part that they.
Is
flip
George
right
Soros
there.
a Jew?
They're like, he's down, like if you
Have you heard of George Soros?
The lobby would
heard of George Soros.
Have you heard of the Rothschilds?
And they would throw the
Have you heard of the Rockefellers? Are they Jewish?
You know what? This has been
Are they Jewish?
Hey, this has been a lovely conversation.
We don't shake hands with frauds.
Cool.
We don't shake hands with fake Jews, with rats. We don't shake Jews with rats that stole our identity and sponsored the slave trade. That's the person that sponsored the slave trade. You shaking his hand.
You know what? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's why you're gonna be destroyed with him. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna be destroyed with your enemy, shaking his hand because he don't care. You talking about 300 years of captivity in America, and you shaking a man's hand that was responsible for it. That's your problem. We don't give a damn about no damn Obama. We don't give a damn about Kamala Harris. We give a damn about the Israelites. You're an Israelite, but you're caught up in the matrix. I thought you weren't, but you are.
Give me some literature, right?
I mean, I'm not sure.
I mean, that's why I came over here.
What you got? Go ahead.
You got another one?
So look, Exodus 20 and 5, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I am the Lord your thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Yeah, so the first thing he said, the sins of the father don't fall upon the children. That's what God said he's going to do.
Yeah, man.
That's why you don't know the Bible.
I'm not a Bible literalist.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to be literal. We're just reading it.
Well, I mean,
We're reading it, and that's the truth.
literally.
So if Jesus
It's not,
was
so it's not literal?
in this hypothetical world
Jesus
where
also
Jesus
says he
was
loves
a
everyone,
Jew,
right?
Absolutely not. He never said that. He never said that.
No, Jesus
He never said
wasn't
that.
Jewish,
He was a Jew.
and so
You believe in Jesus?
do you believe in Jesus?
Absolutely. Do you believe in Jesus?
And you recognize that he was a Jew?
Of course he was a Jew. He wasn't white like you. He wasn't white like you. You kidding me? He's not your people.
Why does he have to be my people?
You're saying you're Jewish. When you think of Jewish people right now, white people pop in their
You
head.
hate Judaism.
Judaism is a religion. We're not talking about Judaism. We're talking about Jews or Jewish people, as you call them.
So what are we arguing about?
Well, right now I'm proclaiming judgment upon you and saying that you're not a real Jew.
Right.
That's a fact. 23andMe does not prove you're a Jew. That's ridiculous. You go to synagogue? You go to synagogue at all, sir? Sam?
Regularly.
Regularly.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Henry Abramson? He's a Jewish rabbi. Have you heard of him?
Go ahead.
Guess what he said about your people? He's a Jewish man himself.
Go ahead.
He said that there were no white Jews until 1000 AD. Do you agree with him? A Jewish man said that. A white Jew just like you. He said that about your people.
Couldn't argue with him. I don't know.
So how are you Jewish? If your own Jewish rabbi said it. A teacher of the Bible.
Don't know.
So do you agree with him or me? Because we're both saying the same thing. Or you haven't done that much history? Because you said you had history on your ancestors. I would love to learn.
No. You got me.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, you know.
I don't
Prepare
know
for
Henry.
change.
I don't know Henry.
Henry Abramson, an older guy. He's probably like 70 years old. Look him up online. He has videos all on YouTube. Henry Abramson talks about Jewish culture.
It's good talk, guys.
No problem, sir. Prepare for change. You know what I mean?
Enjoyed it.
Prepare for change. Damn devil.
Yeah, we're having such a good conversation with the brother, but then his love for the enemy, bro.
He's a damn fool, man. He's a damn fool. What'd you say? Henry Abramson. Go ahead.
Proverbs 29 and 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
That's what we're looking forward to. The righteous are in authority. Why? Because there's wars and rumors of wars going on right now. People are starving. People are on drugs. People are killing themselves. People are killing each other. There's all type of sexual assault going on. There's abortions going on. There's madness in the earth. The righteous are in authority in the earth right now. Read.
But when the wicked beareth rule,
When the wicked bear rule like it is today, read.
the people mourn.
The people mourn. The earth is mourning because the righteous people aren't ruling. The righteous people that God wants to rule are the Israelites. When Jesus Christ returns and establishes his kingdom on the earth. Not them fake Jews. Not them Palestinians. Those aren't even real Palestinians, first and foremost. Those aren't the real Palestinians. Once they're out the way and the real Jews return, that's when the earth's going to be righteous. That's when the earth's going to be on his right path of judgment and things like that. That's what the Bible says.